Hello everyone, this is Steven with SG Saber Design, and today, again, I have an SP Sabers Shroud of the Darkside, also known as the Emperor's Hilt. Once again, this is one of those solid steel, much heavier than it looks. Just absolute beautiful finish on it. The outside is gorgeous, the inside... let's just say this is the second one of these I've done in the past 2 weeks, and the interiors of both of them were different size-wise. Had to do some modifications to this one. I was going to use the same chassis, but had to do some modifications to let this one go in. The inside of these is a bit rough. I did some cleaning in it, but it's still, I had to do some modifications to the chassis design. But it works perfectly now. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have. You have a green and a red button. Green is your power or activation button, and red is your aux. That can be switched in the config. We have a 22mm KR speaker in the pommel that stays in here. I will show you how to take that out. And you got a Shtok V4 Eco PCB emitter up here. And to open this up, you're going to take this piece off. This does also come with a display emitter, which is closed off at the top. But to get this, my suggestion is to hold it with these buttons down so they don't fall out. Maybe put your thumb on this because this piece is kind of loose, and then just kind of go like that, and then your chassis is going to slide right out. So if you keep it down, facing down like that, those buttons will stay in, and you can just slide this out. If you move it around, they're going to fall out, and you'll need to get some tweezers and just drop them back in. So once again, we have very similar chassis. A little bit of dimensional changes just to make it work in this specific hilt. We have our emitter, a kill switch, 18350 battery, and Omar, if you do not have one of these, let me know and I will arrange to have one go with this. We have our shadow foil props, neopixel switch PCBs. Proffie 3.9 right here. This is Smuggler's Outpost speaker connector. And that's about all there is to it. So to take this battery out, just kind of push down. Spring side is your negative, which is the flat. And on these it does say negative, and there's a positive sign. So to put that in, you're just going to kind of slide that in negative first, and then just put that on like that. If you need to reprogram this, just kind of use your fingernail right here and very gently lift up, and you can pull out your card, you can plug that in. When you're done, just gently snap it back in. If that does get loose over time, because this is very thin plastic here because of the size of this, a little bit of E6000, perfect for this. It will hold really well, but if you do need to get it back up, it's very rubbery, and it will allow that to come back up, and you can just kind of peel it off and put some new on. So to use this, well, first let's go ahead and just take a look at the rest of the hilt. So like I said, if you do that, these come out. Did not show this on the previous one, but I did create these little plastic pieces that are glued onto the bottom. That enables them to sit, up higher and still hit these switch buttons easier. So let's go ahead and take out our... I will also let you know, under this black plastic piece is a very weak magnet. I say that because if you drop one of these in here, it's not coming back out unless you really smack it, because it's not going to stick anything by itself, but because the magnet of the speaker is in there, if it falls in there, it's going to stick to that. So if you ever can't find it, that's probably where it is. So all you would need to do is just, I showed this in the last video, it's exactly the same. 2mm hex wrench right here. This Greeblie comes out, this slides out, and you've got your speaker there. Just stays in there unless you absolutely need to pull it out. So when you're ready to put it back together, grab yourself a pair of tweezers, and when you put those in, make sure they go down all the way. I'm not sure if the light's going to show that, but just make sure they go so that, you know, just put your finger in there and just make sure that they're sitting all the way in so that you don't accidentally rub off those buttons when you put it in. So we're going to turn this on. Kill switch goes up, and you see we've got our lights on here, lights on the Proffie board. Obviously no sound because the speaker is still in here. So very gently we're going to take this and slide it in, and you see these two channels here, this one and this one, go in. If you can see in there, the switch bezels are what guide this in. So just till that goes, and then just push it till it stops, and you can see your lights are lighting up. If you want to test it, just then we can just put our, there is nothing that really holds it in from the top other than your blade. It's not going to just fall out, especially once you have this on, it can't come all the way out. But once it's in there, I have not had one of these slide out, even swinging it around like this. Okay, so like I said, we have our power. Aux is over here. And so to change the volume, you hold the power, hit aux.
Enter volume menu.
Of course, we got the Emperor.
Maximum volume.
And this can be very loud. That 22mm speaker in this little hilt sounds great.
Volume menu end.
Okay, let's go ahead and put in a blade. This is a 7/8, and today I've got a 32-inch blade because I wanted to show something off for Omar. Let me loosen this up a little bit. Okay, put that all the way down so it's against the pins. Tighten this up. That's a 1.5mm set screw there. So, now because you don't hear the Emperor's voice when you turn it on, both of the first two fonts are for the Emperor. One is named Palpatine, the other one is Emperor. So if you want to hear, you know, the beginning, just switch to the next one, and you've got the Emperor there. So to activate that. Now, Omar was asking about doing a lightning block. So to do a lightning block, you're going to hold power and then tap the aux. And as long as you hold the power, you get that effect. So it's similar to the lockup, but that's, you hold the aux and then do a clash. So you see there's a definite difference in what that looks like on the blade. So that's how you would do that. So then you scroll through your fonts.
Lord Vader.
I'm right.
Ben Solo. Empress Palpatine. Count Dooku.
Tell me, is this training?
General Kenobi. Darth Maul. You are under arrest, my lord. Kylo Ren.
Master Qui-Gon.
Going somewhere?
So that is how this one is set up. Now, I did not mention this on Nicholas's. So Nicholas, if you were watching this, yours is the same. But the way this is wired up, we're wired up as a single blade. Okay, so it's just one blade, but each of these is a sub blade. So if you're going to try and change your config, you can see how I've done it in there. You have it's set up for 3 blades, but let's see. This is button 1 green is the first 2 pixels in your chain. So you got 0 and 1, 2 and 3, and then the rest of your pixels are for the blade. So if you are trying to do a new config, just make sure you've got it. You can leave it set up like that, or if you decide you just don't want those on, you can change that as well. But that is all that is on the SD card. You have the OS I used and the full config there's a copy of that on there as well. If you ever have any questions about the config or making changes to it, message me anytime, and I've got copies of everything. I can walk you through whatever you need to do. So that's about it. Like I said, if you need one of these 18350s, just let me know. I have actually some more of those arriving later today. But that'll wrap up this one. Got a couple more of yours I'm working on, so stay tuned for those. Everyone else, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And if you've got a Saber you'd like to have installed, repaired, anything like that, just give me a message on sgsaberdesign.etsy.com and I will get back to you very quickly. Everyone, have a wonderful day, and may the Force be with you.